I know you didn't have one on Matthew Stafford, but any teammate stories from either Detroit or Pittsburgh, or even in one of your CFL teams that stood out to you? What was it and why?
What kind of story you
A
want?
funny
He's
one. A funny one.
he's
I got
always on
stories, and
stories.
I just see when you get quarterbacks different. They quiet. They just come in, do their little work. Stand over in the corner, do their little look at the playbook 30,000 times. They gonna be the first one in the meetings, and they ain't really got no stories. But if you go like some of the DBs and wide receivers and all that kind of D line and all that, yeah, then you have stories.
Anybody, the best one you have.
Um, Man, I got so many. I'm trying to think of a good one. Far as nothing that's too provocative or anything like that. Nothing, and something that's not real sexual either. I'm trying to get one that's funny. Um, I give you, okay, I give this one right here. This is a funny little story right here because I can talk about it now 'cause it's over. I was in Detroit and Willie Young was my roommate on the road, and we was in the room. Well, I was in the room. Willie used to come in and he'd be like, "Hey, I'm leaving." I'd be like, "All right." So when he leave, he would take the bed and make it up as he was laying in it. And the pillows that be on the chair be brown. So he would take the pillow and put it at the tip of the front of the head of the bed, and he'll lean it up a little bit, and it's brown. So when the coach look in, it'll look like I'm laying in my bed, like he laying in his bed. And Willie Young, he was tall, so like he have to spread it out. So one time he didn't come to the room. He was like, "Step, I'm not coming to the room, so I need you to do my bed." I was like, "All right," and it's almost curfew, so I'm laying down, and I was like, "Dude, you got like 5 minutes." So I run to the bed. I gotta ruffle it up real quick, lift the sheets all up, stick pillows all under the bed so it look like somebody laying there, and then I take the pillow, stick it at the top of the bed, and it looked like his head was right there. So coach would look in and be like, "Hey," and I was like, "Hey," he just closed the door, and I said, "Dude, you gonna get us in trouble doing that?" But that was his little thing. That was a funny little thing he used to do. That one was pretty good. We used to have the bed all made up. So when he wasn't even there, I already had a bed made up anyway. Before he even come to the room, I got it made up. I was like, "Dude, you ain't gotta come to the room. It's already made up for you. Good."
Oh, you're not one of those troublemakers, Stefan?
Nah, nah. I kept my nose clean when I was playing, man. Mine was a little different. I wasn't under contract. I was every year. I'm fighting for a job every year, so I always try to keep my nose clean when I was in there.
I got you. We are talking to former NFL, CFL wide receiver and kick returner Stefan Logan. So before we let you go, first of all, we really appreciate you giving us the time, as always. We
Man,
haven't
I
spoken to you.
appreciate you having me on. I know it was a little hard to get on because oh man, it's been so hard this past month and a half. It's been really tough,
I give you more
battling with my
credits.
wife.
I give you more credit than you even know. I could only imagine what you're going through, and tell her that our heart goes out to her and to keep fighting. And you know what, God has a plan for everybody. So
I always believe
yes,
it.
absolutely. So my heart goes out to you, your family, your wife, and tell her to keep fighting. Because
Hmm.
that's all you could do. Is
Right,
to fight,
right.
and you have and she knows she has something to fight for, knowing that she has a
Yep.
man that is 100% behind her. So
Hmm.
I give you 100% credit, Stefan. But
Thank you very
um,
much.
to finish up, what were your thoughts in this year's draft? I mean, obviously, you saw what the Jets did in the first round, getting the 3 first-round draft picks that they did with Johnson and Sauce Gardner, which everybody could says that he could be a game-changing type of corner. And what I've heard so far in OTAs, the guy is, he's stopping everybody. No, not even Corey Davis, who's a veteran, can actually catch the ball during practices right now. And then obviously Garrett Wilson. What really stood out to you in this year's draft? You were drafted. You've been there before. What is it like to do that whole combine thing, and then obviously step on step on that stage and hold that jersey proud, and obviously having your name called?
Well, those guys, them first round picks, so I didn't get that far. I wish I did. Just be standing up there with that jersey, knowing I'm finna go to this team on a first round pick. I know I'm finna get about between 18 to 20 something $1 million without even stepping on this field. That's got to be the best feeling in the world. But when I watched, I didn't, to be honest with you, I only watched the first day.
Right.
I only watched the first round
First
picks.
round, yeah.
And I know they was going back and forth. They was going back and forth with some of these draft picks. I was really, really waiting to see where the D lineman for Alabama, no, Georgia. Sorry. What his name was? Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis.
Yeah.
Jordan Davis.
Defensive tackle.
Man, that dude was a beast. And I, to be honest with you, I only watched it to see where he was going.
Right.
Him and the DN from Michigan State. I mean Michigan, not Michigan State, Michigan, the DN. And which he went to Detroit.
Hutchinson,
I think
yes.
he stayed home.
Detroit, yep.
Yeah. And that was pretty much it because the receiver for Alabama was Williams. He had got hurt, so I didn't really know, what was going to happen with him.
Detroit traded up for him.
Very active, your Lions.
Yes. Your Lions were very active.
So it was more of a. I was just kind of like wanting to see where certain players was going to go, where they was going to land. Some of the other guys, I was kind of like, all right, they did good in college. They was good. So to me, I was just kind of like just watching. I wasn't really focused like that besides on those two guys. I wanted to see where they was going to go because I just thought they were some real standout guys, besides that receiver and that quarterback from Pitt that went to Pittsburgh. Right. So I was a couple of guys.
By the way, I was one of very few people that predicted him to go to Pittsburgh. So
you know what? I knew when I started watching the combine and they started projecting what guys were going to go. I always look at the style of player you have for just say 10 years. You're going to try to implement that same player. You trying to find that same guy. He's just like Ben. He broke all the Dan Marino records at Pitt. He's 6'5", 6'6", whatever, 200 and some pounds, got a big arm, strong, tall, can see over the offensive line. That's just like Ben. So you want to bring in the same style of quarterback that you used to, instead of trying to go and get the what's the black kid that the quarterback that they were so hyped on.
Willis.
He's not your Pittsburgh fit. He's more of a Seattle Seahawks fit because you had Russell Wilson that was a little bit shorter. He's mobile, but he's looking to pass instead of run. But he was like that. But when I watched some of his stats and watched. He threw a lot of interceptions in big games.
Right.
So that was kind of like the downfall with him. Like, dude, you good, but in the big games, he threw a lot of picks. But that's stuff that you can fix. So I didn't really, that first day, I was just kind of, like I said, I was just kind of looking just to see what guys were going so I know what teams I need to look for, what teams was making some good moves, what teams I felt like was just like, why'd you get him? Y'all don't need that. Why would you get that? So that's kind of how I was with the draft. I'm not really a big draft guy. I don't really care for it too much because I always feel like I got to see what you're going to do in the big stage now. I ain't going to say when the lights on because some of y'all playing at these universities that y'all got more fans of the games than NFL teams. Right. So, now what you're in the big stage at the top of your career playing at the NFL level, now let's see what you go and do because some people, you got some of them diamond in the rough that go 6th and 7th round and you got to do them one 2nd or 3rd round. He's not as good, but he got passed over because of school size, issues, stuff like that. So I kind of wait till the season starts. The draft, I don't really pay too much attention about.
Well, we really appreciate you joining us, and we'll definitely get you on a lot sooner than 2 years. When I told Speedy to reach out to some new guests and old guests, he told me we were going to get you on today, and I was like, we haven't spoken to him in 2 years almost.
Yeah. I think it was the first week we did all the video interviews.
Yeah.
But, I really appreciate everything, and I like I said, we're behind you and your wife. Keep, doing what you're doing, man, because there are very few good people in this world. And, when you love somebody and you care about somebody, you support them to the end, and I really respect that. Yeah.
Wish your wife all the best, man.
I thank you very much, man. I appreciate y'all having me on.
Absolutely.
Man, y'all have a good night. Hey, but get me on before 2 years, like you said.
No, we won't. We won't forget you.
We won't
man.
forget this time.
No. And by the way, tell the fans how they can find you on social media, man.
If y'all want to find me, of course, y'all can find me on social media. I'm on Instagram. It's Stefan Logan _0. If you want to find me on Facebook, it's just Stefan Logan. On my Instagram now, I don't really have a whole lot of football clips on there now. Mine's all about fitness. So I cycle and fitness. I'm in the gym. I always say, fitness is kind of like the key to kind of keeping things right. So once my wife get 100%, she's gonna be back in the gym with me. We're gonna start slow. We're gonna start small. But yeah, you can find me on. I don't do Twitter, so don't even worry about that. But Instagram, Stefan Logan _0, and on Facebook, it's just Stefan Logan. You can find me. You'll know it's me. Trust me, because I'm always making videos. Either I'm if you see me on a bicycle, that's my page.
You know what you gotta do? You gotta go hang out with Eric Coleman. That's what you gotta do on this guy.
You know what? I was supposed to, me and him were supposed to work out, cause we play together in Detroit,
Right.
and we'll talk through text message, and we'll talk on Instagram and stuff like that. And we were supposed to link up and work out and all that other stuff, because he has a house down here that's not far from me.
Right.
So, matter of fact, I need to reach out to him and we'll link up, man, and put a little video together. That'd be cool.
He's doing big things over here. He was on our show. We did a show together with him.
Yep.
And after that, he's now has his own show, betting show on MSG. And he's like his little smile and his profiling. I mean, that guy is. He is one funny SOB, let me tell you.
Yeah, he is funny. He is funny. He is funny.
Definitely. But he doesn't know anything about basketball, so you could tell him I said that.
I'll be sure to tell him, see if I'm gonna ask him who's in the playoffs right now. Let me see if he know anything.
Well, he's the one who said that he thought James Harden's a better player than Allen Iverson. I thought he was on drugs, but that's just me.
Oh no, I couldn't say nothing. I couldn't say no such thing. No, absolutely not.
You'll have to sway him. Maybe you're the only hope.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Anyways, thank you, Stefan.
Hey man, y'all have a good night, man. I appreciate you having me on.